Hi, everybody. So, I agreed not to tell any jokes about it, but so real quick before I get into my set, I just want to tell you guys about what happened last week. Okay. So this girl came over to my house and I made whoop chicken. That's my own recipe. It's white meat chicken breast, submersion, marinated, and cooked in 3 kinds of hot sauce and Monster Energy drink. That's true if you're wondering how white trash I actually am. So we're on our way here, and my weed vape started fucking up. She doesn't like to smoke in public. She doesn't like to smell like it, so I stopped in the green light, and I grabbed a few edibles and a pre-roll for myself, and I handed her one of the 100 milligram edibles, and I'm like, just take a bite off it, you know? And she's like, oh, no, I used to eat a lot of edibles like 2-3 years ago, and bit it in half. And I was like, well, damn, you know? And I was like, that's quite a bit. And she goes, yeah, but I'm that bitch, YOLO, and she eats the other half of it. And I'm like, well, fuck. You're going to be laughing at some jokes tonight, I guess, you know? Get here, I'm kind of tired, realize I forgot my kratom. I usually take 2 or 3 capsules, and I got a scoop off somebody, choked it down. And then they said that was equivalent to like 15 scoops, or 15 capsules. So I'm like, well, fuck. If you're wondering how that works out for stand-up, you saw my set last week. So I did my set, and I went outside and smoked this pre-roll. I don't smoke before I get on stage. My eyes get like horribly red because I injured my eye years ago, like the reddest you've ever fucking seen. And then after a couple sets, she hands me her phone, and it says, "Can we leave soon, please? I don't feel good." And like I wanted to say like I want to see Eric's set, but I'm a gentleman, so I got up right away to leave. We get out just into there, and Haley walks past, says, "Hey, good set." I said, "Hey, back at you." And I'm feeling this weird thing on my elbow. And I turn right as the girl that I'm with starts to fall. So I catch her, and I'm like, what's going on? Are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. Get me to the car. I'm like, you're laying on the fucking ground. She's like, what? Why? So like people start like calling ambulances and shit, and I'm like, no, she's okay. And like Haley pulls out Narcan and says, I don't know how to use this, and hands it to me. And I'm like, I don't know how to use it either. If anybody here knows how to use Narcan, it's me. But I also know what an opioid overdose looks like, and that was not fucking it, you know. So I'm just like, I don't know. Try getting her up a couple more times. She keeps falling. At this point, it's like I can't drag this unconscious girl to my fucking car out of this point. So we call an ambulance. I carry her over to a booth, and the medics come, and I'm staying out of it because they're like, it's not going to look good if I'm in there. Like, no, don't worry about it. She's fine. You know, I can't be in the middle of this shit. I also just smoked this pre-roll, so my eyes are more shot than anyone I've ever seen, and I have 5 times my normal dose of kratom, so I'm fucking shaking and shit. So the paramedics are like in her face. They're asking her like, "What did you take? What happened?" She goes, "All I had was a half a drink. I didn't really eat today." I'm like, "Bitch, you had whoop chicken." You know what I mean? And like, so they run through all this shit, and I'm just sitting there like looking like Eric, like. And so finally, I lean into the paramedic. I go, "She had an edible." And her face with a flashlight. They go, "What time did you take the edible?" I don't know. And I said 6:30. They go, "How much did you take?" She said, "I don't know." And I said 100 milligrams. And right in her face, the paramedic goes, "Oh." So they run through all their stuff with her. Now they've realized she doesn't need to go to the hospital. She's just insanely high. And they turn to me like, "You're gonna be all right with babysitting her, right?" And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Like, I'm sorry you guys had to even come out. Like, but I couldn't drag this unconscious girl to my fucking car out of this bar. And they're like, "Yeah, you're probably gonna have to babysit her. She'll be all right." Blah, blah. And they said, "Do you need help dragging this unconscious girl to your car?" I was like, "No, I got this. Trust me. I can handle this." And we get outside going to the car, and she's like, "What the fuck just happened?" I'm like, "You collapsed because you ate too much of an edible, and they called an ambulance." And she goes, "Well, I am that bitch, YOLO." But so I just wanted to go ahead and get that out of the way quick. Now I'll go ahead and start my set.
Kurt something, everybody! All right, ladies and gentlemen.